Hello and welcome to the Weekly Scroll podcast brought to you by the Adventure Archive. My name is Ryan.
And I'm 2d6 Space Stinks.
I didn't expect that. I'm Nevyn.
Yeah.
Do I? Okay. Yeah. Today I am going to be running a game of You're in Space and Everything's Fucked. This is my terrifying tribute to sci-fi survival horror. And this, if you're watching this, listening to this, and you like what you see, like what you hear, then head on over to bytes.rip/spacefucked to check out the Kickstarter. Goes live the morning of March 7th, 2023. We're very excited to. I'm stoked to be.
We are stoked
playing
too.
This fun game.
Yeah, the game, it's fantastic. Really, really excited to get into this and get fucked up in space and die a whole bunch of times. Really excited. So yeah. So this is a creator cut here on the Weekly Scroll podcast. If you're listening to this, please listen to the episode prior to this where we got to sit down and talk with Nevyn quite a bit about, You're in Space and Everything's Fucked, as well as game design and all sorts of stuff. It was a great conversation, so you definitely want to check that episode out. So we're just gonna get right into getting fucked up in space here. So Nevyn, talk us through what are we doing here?
Well, the first thing that we are going to do is we're actually going to make y'all's characters. Characters have a few different aspects to them. There's your name and your pronouns, which y'all can come back to after you build the rest of it. Unless you want to play hard mode, and you can do those first. We've got your look, your stats, your best friend, and the items that you start with, as well as your background, which is something that I kind of tell people to add in the full version of the game. So your look should be just a few words about your general physical appearance and vibe, overalls that are too big and stained with grease and oil, an expensive suit, glasses, and a tired face, or scarred military fatigues and a lucky hat. Your stats, there are 2 stats and you have 2 points to divvy up. The stats are tech and flesh, and you have 2 points to assign as you see fit. You can do 1 in each or 2 in 1. When you're building a dice pool, your stats are the first thing that you look at. Those points are how many dice you start with checks related to those things. Tech is technology, weird weaponry, and using your brain and interacting with technology. Flesh is body and like physical prowess and physical presence. This can be a melee combat heavy game, so flesh is very useful for melee combat. It's also useful for running the fuck away. Your best friend is every struggler has a unique tool, and we are actually going to roll on a set of tables to generate them. And then we actually start the game by figuring out what you start with. Your background is just like who you were or who you are. Like, you're a janitor, you're a systems engineer, you're an investor, things like that. And your background is something that you can pull on to get advantages or disadvantages on checks that we are going to do through play.
Okay. All right.
And you should also write down your starting points of will and luck. You start with 5 will and 2 luck.
All right. So from the top, we get 2 points into total between flesh and tech, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. What are you going with, Hunter?
Oh, I'm totally doing both my points in the flesh.
I thought you were gonna go tech.
I could go tech. Listen, I can do
you're
that.
Good. Man. You're good. You're good.
I got my character Cromulus Fred.
Cromulus Fred. Nice. I'll be a little rounded then. I'll go 1 flesh, 1 tech. You said 5 will, and how many luck do we start with?
2.
2. All right. Gosh, gosh, naming is the hardest part of playing a game. All right.
I always know my name very quickly,
See, I don't. I feel like I'll like making my Skyrim character. I'll literally the entire time I'm making it, I'm trying to figure out like how can I define this, and then I just pick some like edgelord vampire bullshit name for whatever I do, no matter what. So
the
it doesn't
key
really
is
make
to
a
not
difference.
think. You just
simply
go.
never think.
Farseeing Craig.
Dude, Farseeing Craig is good
Fred.
though.
I was literally thinking Cromulus in my head.
Yeah, but you gotta add something at the end to make it less cool. So Cromulus Fred, his first name's Cromulus.
Let's call him Crom. He's just a fleshy little ball with 2 eyeballs in his hands.
Oh, he's good. Like him. Well, y'all do that. I'm gonna do some prep on the map.
I am just gonna go. I'm gonna one name it. So my name is Killian, Kyllien.
Nice.
All right. So let me throw these names into the thing real quick as we continue to get all this put together. So okay. L-I-N. All right, and then Hunter, who are you again?
I'm Cromulus Fred.
All right, let me see if I can fit all of that.
You can call me Crom, if it doesn't work.
Cromulus.
Probably.
Oh, it fits. We're good.
Nice.
All right. Look at us.
You're using a generator.
All right.
Not a generator, a thingy. God.
Wait, did you say C or K?
Mine's a K.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
I just
is that okay?
Yeah. What's up, Nevyn?
I just rolled up the first monster that y'all get to face.
Nice.
Oh, wonderful.
It's a good one.
Our first deaths.
Probably for one of you.
Nice. Gonna be me.
Okay. Let's see how easy this drops in. Boom.
How we looking?
We're looking good. We have names. So that's what we got. All right. I got names. I got
Cromulus.
stats.
.fred is my favorite file extension.
Yeah. .fred. Yeah.
.fred.
There you go. I got it. The whatever computer system this is on this is not doing well, whatever it is.
It's a Unix system.
All right. So,
all right.
So I got stats. I got a name. You said we need. What do we look like, Hunter? What do you look like? What Cromulus? What do we got going on here?
Cromulus is a beat up looking middle-aged man. Just very tired, baggy, like bags under his eyes sunken in. He's kind of stout, former military and a current security officer for wherever we are.
Awesome. That's fun. It's fun that you're a security officer here because of some gears I've got turning in my head.
Sick.
Excellent.
What about
you know what?
You
know what? I'm gonna switch this up completely. Then I'm gonna actually go to 0 flesh and 2 tech. If you're a security officer, I would say that I am one of the
You're IT.
Yeah, I'm IT. Like I'm just the IT guy on the ship. Not the IT guy. I am one of the lowly IT guys on the ship. I pretty much just just go in and like fix everybody's passwords when they forget it. Like I'm the one that they call, and it's just like, okay, the system's locked out. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, let me just reset your password. Okay, plug it back in.
I want to do this crossover with skeletons.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Okay. What are your character's pronouns?
I'll just be he, him.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna do he, him as well.
All right. And we've got, it was IT and security guy, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
And I'm similarly just baggy-eyed and burnt out, and I'm just like,
it's a terrible workplace we're in, you know?
It's you don't know how terrible this workplace is.
Yeah. I've gotten to the point where I tell people literally, like, just write it on a Post-it note. Like, I know you're not supposed to, but just fucking I just stick it underneath your keyboard, and you're fine. Like,
that's
people are just so
storytelling.
Oh my god! Just add a 1 at the end, and in 6 months when you have to change it, just put a 2, and then 6 months just put a 3. There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
The professional way to suggest that is you can increment your passwords.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay. Next, we are going to generate y'all's unique tools, which one of the first things that you do in Spacefucked is after you've woken up, one of the first scenes or first rooms should have the struggler's kit in it, which is their unique tool or their best friend and the stuff that we do an initial search for. So if you scroll down, it's the second to last page, the unique tool generator. There is a process here for rolling. You basically roll a d6 in each of these columns to learn not only what your tool is, but how much damage it does, what it's named, and what kind of ammo it uses. Now, y'all are free to roll on here, but I also have my own generator that is built and ready to go. If we need to streamline it all, just let me know.
I already started, so I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, great, perfect. Just keep doing it. I am a big fan of of this tool generator. I'm so happy with how it turned out.
All right, so 66.
Actually, let's just use it for mine then. Let's use it then. I've only rolled 2 things. Let's go for it.
I meant like the tables.
Oh, you mean like actual? Yeah, I meant like the tables themselves. Tremendously. So
yeah. But yeah, I'll use your generator real quick. So randomize. All right. So, Crom, you have a handheld plasma cutter.
Cool.
Named the Smiling Engineer's Friend Rendition X.
Smiling Engineer's Friend. Gotcha.
It is an unreliable piece of shit. And it damages by its damage types are launching and dicing. It does 1 damage, and the ammo is little cartridges of concentrated kinetic energy.
Bet.
Oh, and its size is... Oh, I need to add size to this. This is... Oh, tool type. Yeah, handheld.
Yeah, you say handheld.
Hand. Excellent. Kylie, and how you looking?
Getting there. That slices and I'm short 1d6.
Yeah, this unique tool is cool.
I'm happy with it. Is that something that like every video game protagonist has?
Yeah.
Gordon Freeman's got the crowbar. Isaac Clarke has the plasma cutter.
He has the plasma cutter. I love that plasma cutter, man.
It is the coolest thing.
Listen, if I hadn't spent a bunch of money on Zemo this past week on all the Zemo fulfillment, I would be getting Dead Space remake, because now you're talking about it, I'm like, oh, I really want to play that.
It's so good. It is
I'm
so
not gonna
good.
lie. I've never played Dead Space. Just throwing that out
Wow.
Nerd.
You're missing have you
know.
played System Shock?
there. I've not. I don't even know what you're talking about.
There's
Yeah,
the Dead Space is a huge gap that you're missing.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, I think I own all of them. If there's
You
more
probably
than one,
do.
it's probably in my Steam library. Yeah.
Most people do at this point because it's like always on sale and always like in a bundle. You can miss the third one. I'm gonna be honest, not worth it.
Okay.
1 and 2 very good. System Shock is getting a remake soon. I'm very
Yeah, it
excited
is.
for.
Check it out. Okay, so my unique tool is it's a small circular saw, called the Trusty Problem Solver, LE13.
Limited edition
it is,
13.
Oh, limited edition. Oh, dope. Okay, so it is a piece of industrial equipment that slices and that's not a human word. Chops. Slices and chops. Nice. It runs on batteries. It uses batteries and does 2 damage.
Not bad.
Nice.
Very cool.
One second. Okay, so let me put that post-it off to the side here. Okay, all right. So we have us. We got Killian. We got the Trusty Problem Solver. What was your weapon called again, Hunter?
The Smiling Engineer's Friend. I've missed the last couple of.
Rendition 10.
Rendition 10.
Or revision. Rendition. It was rendition. And then next, we get to do the first die roll of the game for both of you. If you go to the very next page, we have the search table. And each of you are going to make a search check to figure out what your starting items are.
Okay.
So to do a search, it's basically 2 parts. First, you're going to do a check. We're going to build a dice pool and we're going to do a check and we're going to see how many hits you get. So let's go ahead and start with Killian. Killian.
Like what you're going to do to me. Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to be killing him. Not good. That was not good.
Yes.
We are.
We'll take it.
All right. So, Killian, this is a search. I am going to say that you are in systems IT. I could see an argument for you using tech for this search.
Okay.
Because it's like, oh, I know where the good stuff is stored.
Right. Yeah. Or at least I know how to access the files that tell me where the inventory list is and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you're going to start with 2d6.
Okay.
Then let's go ahead and we can give you an advantage for being IT.
Okay.
I don't really think you have much else, though. So you're going to roll 3d6 and tell me how many hits you get. A hit is a 5 or a 6.
Okay. And that is regardless of my tech score. That's a different. So it's just the hits.
Just the hits.
Okay. 5 or a 6. I got none. Not a single one.
Okay. That's totally fine. There's a column for 0 hits. Cool. Give me 2d6 to figure out what you find.
Okay. I got a 2 and a 2. So 4.
A 2. Okay. So that's 4. You're going to start with the Stimjet. Okay. Stimjet is a 1-use item that lets you ignore a level 1 wound for a short period of time. It doesn't heal it, but it lets you ignore it. And then Crumb, we're going to do the same thing for you.
Would this be can I make this a flesh roll?
Yes. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
fantastic.
This could actually absolutely.
I got 2 hits.
2 hits. Excellent. Give me 2d6.
7.
7. Da, 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 da. You find some useful materials. What are they for? So right now, I would just say right in your inventory, you got some useful materials. And we can kind of figure out what those are. It's something that you may be able to pull on. Be like, yeah, this thing's broken. I happen to have some materials for it.
Nice.
And that could be something that Killian is able to use to like make a roll or gain an advantage with.
Okay.
That's it. that is set up. So
Easy peasy.
let's get into it.
All right. Let me organize my post-it notes.
Yeah, let me know when you're ready.
I'm good. Let's do it.
Okay. Where did each of you go to sleep last night? Did you go to sleep in your own bed?
I went to sleep in my bunk in the barracks of wherever I'm a security officer at.
Okay. Is it a shared bunk? Are there other security officers there?
I would assume so, yeah.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Probably a room of station this big, maybe 10 to 20 other guards who happen to be on rotation, with the other guards being in cryo.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Killian, do you have like an apartment? Do you sleep in an office?
You know, at this point, I mean, we're on a space station, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty big one. I'm imagining this as kind of like a city-sized space station.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I probably have some like hole in the wall apartment, like studio, like futon situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
really bachelor mode, right?
Yeah. Like the TV device or whatever. Like I got like one fold-out chair besides the futon. You know, like a hot plate. That's pretty much that's my situation.
You don't have people over.
No.
Well, that's not where either of you wake up. Okay. You are greeted as you're both of you feel very groggy, like a terrible hangover, and it's hard to shake your vision clear. But eventually you're able to, and you are in a white room. It is pristine, and it's basically lined with ceramic tiles on the ceiling and the walls. Except you look to your side, Crom, you look to the right, Killian, you look to the left, and you see a thick pane of glass with another person on the other side. I'm guessing you two don't know each other. But you could. Do you think you two know each other?
I'm a security officer. I feel like I have a pretty okay understanding of the staffing on here. You know,
that would make sense. You've probably seen each other, maybe.
Yeah. I've probably seen you like doing a circuit of the office, but I don't think we've probably never interacted.
You might have reset his password at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So you see each other, separated by a thick glass wall that goes all the way down to the end of the room. And at the end of the room, there are doors on each side.
Oh.
If you take a look at the map, you can kind of see what we've got here.
I'm like knocking on the glass, you know. Seems pretty sturdy.
Yeah, it's pretty sturdy. I think you can probably like hear like, oh, like you could hear muffled voices. You could probably talk to each other, but I don't think you're going to be able to break this down.
Gotcha.
You also notice that you're in your clothes, but you don't have any of your stuff.
Oh, okay. All right. I immediately start looking around for like, well, I mean, big what the fuck moment. Like I definitely look at whoever this person is and kind of like shrug, like what the fuck, like, you know. But also looking around, is there a door anywhere? Is there like a control panel? Is there some like...
So if you on the south end of the map, these little yellow lines that I've made, those are doors. So one of you's here, one of you's here, and you both have a door.
I guess I'm gonna approach the door.
Awesome. Yeah. It doesn't like open on its own. There is like a little, it's a button activated door. If you want to go through, you can smack that button and open on up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pissed. I smack the button.
Okay. The door like very quickly, like vacuum seal, slides open into a very poorly lit room. the difference between this room and that room is shocking for a number of reasons. You are in a very brightly lit, like a headache-inducing sterile room with like a bed and a toilet, and the next room is flickering lights, creaking metal, sparks are kind of shooting off at the far end. But it looks like in this room there are a lot of like storage lockers, things where things could be kept, perhaps. And you do hear maybe it's not that you hear something, but this room makes you very uneasy.
Right. The kind of like human instinct
and
of
that would be
feeling
this
unsafe
room here that you're in.
I guess I'm gonna start turning out the lockers. I'm gonna start going through them, finding useful stuff or anything.
Okay. So that I need you to make a check for me.
Okay.
This is going to be essentially a sneaking check. There are a number of things that a struggler can do when they open up a room. You can enter the room, you can sneak through, you can do searches, you can prep the room, things like that. You don't know this, but there is a monster in this room. So I'm basically going to have you make a sneaking check.
Okay, I don't think my character's sneaking. I don't think
so either. What I'm trying to determine is if you're going to get got immediately or if it's going to take a second.
Amazing. Okay, cool. So is that can it be a flesh check?
This would be flesh. I'm going to put you at a disadvantage because you're not sneaking, so you're rolling 1d6. You're like not actively trying to sneak here. So that's going to be a 1. What'd you get?
I got a 2, so no.
You got a 2, excellent. So I think
excellent.
I think what happens is how we're going to kind of direct this camera is you start looking through these lockers, and the camera pulls back and sees something fall from the ceiling quietly behind you, and it's huge and hulking and humanoid. But you're still searching through those lockers as we cut back to Killian. What are you doing?
So I saw this person open the door and just kind of go in.
Yeah. You have another like identical door at the end of yours.
I feel like I would wait a little bit and kind of move to the farthest end of the room away from the door so I could see if I could like
you're trying to like get
the glass. Get
a look that way, like from here, maybe in there. I don't really think you're able to see too much in there. It is like this room is poorly lit. You might be able to see like the edge of a locker, like right here. Good background. You might be able to see the edge of a locker, but you can't really see too much else or hear too much else. You're just gonna wait and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see if he comes back. Like I'm definitely I'm definitely a scrawny, like I went to school for too long and ate ramen the whole time and have zero muscle mass. Like I am not a fighter by any stretch. So I want to see what's going on here.
Excellent. So in that case, we're going to cut back to Crom. Right as you get into one of these lockers, you find essentially the stuff that you rolled for at the start. So you have your unique tool now, and you have your useful materials. And you're like, excellent. And then you stand up and turn around, and there is a massive, just a big guy. But, if a big guy didn't have skin, jaw is dislocated, arms are fucking yoked. You have no idea how something this big was so quiet and got behind you. And within a second, it just rears back and just smacks you in the head. That is your first wound. Wounds are the HP in this game. The third one kills you. and they get progressively worse and progressively more violent. So your jaw is dislocated and your ear is bleeding. The side of your head is starting to swell and turn purple. You probably have some micro fractures in there.
Do my eyes tear up?
That's up to you.
I'm gonna roll flesh to see. Yeah, they definitely do.
Great. What do you do?
I'm gonna he's military trained, so I'm gonna immediately react, and I'm gonna hit him with my plasma cutter, the smiling engineer's friend, rendition
Awesome.
10.
So combat in You're in Space, it's a very narrative focused thing. It's meant to be quick and visceral and a bad time and a good time all at the same time. There are a few actions that you can take in combat. You can obviously like do any sort of like, I'm going to try and run away, or I'm just going to hit it wherever I can. But you can also aim.
Yeah.
Monsters in this game, not all threats, but monsters have weak points. And a big part of the combat in this game is I generate these monsters and introduce them to you, but you're only ever going to see 12 different kinds of base monsters. So as you have repeated encounters with them, you will learn their weak points. You will learn how they behave. I'm not going to tell you what the weak point is, but you can try and figure it out. And if you hit it correctly, you'll deal double damage. But in taking to aim, it will get closer. That said, it's already right on you. So how much worse could it get?
So I'm going to go ahead and aim for the head.
Aim for the head? All right.
It's a human-shaped thing, right? It's very humanoid.
It is human-shaped. That is correct. Awesome.
Do I see any other, like, does anything else stand out? It's got no skin, massive arms. Any other like distinguishing features?
No, not really. I mean, everything about it is massive. This is like if a bodybuilder was coming to fight you.
Yeah, I'm aiming for the head.
Great, go for it.
Do I get another die for that for aiming?
You do. So you get a die for aiming. I'm gonna say, so you've got 2 for flesh,
right?
Because you're like you're kind of in melee with it, and you're just trying to hit it with this fucking thing. You get 1 die for aiming, but also it's right on you. So I think you would lose that because you're a security guard. You're used to being in fights like this, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm former military too, you know?
Yeah, this is probably not, aspects of this are phasing you, but not in a way that it's going to take away that die for aiming. I think one of the things with advantages and disadvantages is there's a back and forth between the station and the struggler. Because they add and subtract. It's not just like you get 1 and that's it. So I think you're going to roll 3 dice for this. Unless do you have an argument for another advantage?
I don't, and I did not hit with a single of those 3 dice. So
okay, so you go and it looks like it smiles and just like dodges backwards, like you whiff.
Perfect.
And boom, it punches you again in the side of the face. Level 2 wounds are, I'm gonna get gross here. You feel the dent in the side of your head.
Amazing.
One of your eyes is out and hanging. Killian, you hear a scream muffled through the glass. Ow. big ouchies right there. You are truly not in a good place, and you get the feeling that if one more hit lands on you, you're going to die. Wounds, as they add up, also count as disadvantages.
Makes sense.
If they are narratively relevant. What do you do?
Oh man.
Or Killian, do you do anything when you hear the scream?
I pee my pants a little bit, and I guess So I have nothing. I have nothing on me. I don't have any of my stuff.
That's correct.
I guess I'm going to. I don't want to, but I'm going to start making my way down towards that door and hit the thing to open it up. And I would like to look around and see if I see him through that door.
Okay, so you are opening this door.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, you open it, and it is a separate room with a solid wall between them. But you do hear like the sounds of a tussle, a very violent and terrible tussle going on through this door.
So there is a door right there.
Yeah, all these yellow lines are doors. Oh no.
Yep,
this room also is like a storage room, similarly poorly lit. But I can tell you there's no monsters in here. You look around, there's nothing.
Okay. And is there, it's a door, but there's no, are there lockers like what he saw or anything like that?
Yeah,
Not that I would know.
it's like another storage room.
Gotcha. Okay.
So this is where like, yeah, you could get your stuff here.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to rifle through, and if I find my trusty problem solver, so I get that and my stem jet, and that's pretty much it, right?
Mm-hmm. That's all what right, you get. You could take the time to do another search roll if you want. See if you find anything else that is totally allowed. Doing additive search rolls, essentially you lose a die on the roll. As it gets harder to search. That will take time. I don't know how Killian feels about rushing to save this guy, but
I don't feel good at all about it.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, I mean,
but you know, if I find my circular saw and it's good to go, I'm gonna at least let me see what I do here. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm going to how is this door open? Is it a door? Is it like a whoosh door? Is it like a
all of these doors, at least so far, are like the same kind of like.
Yeah, they're all the whooshes. Okay, well, I'm gonna try to whoosh the door.
The one into the room here.
Yeah.
You smack that button and it opens. And you are greeted with the sight of the back of this like skinless bodybuilder, just like trying to hit this guy who you recognize as a security guard, and like they're just kind of, he's like narrowly avoiding getting hit. You can't see his face, so you don't know how fucked up he is, but you can guess from the blood on the floor that it's pretty bad. It is like at this point like pooling at his feet. You open the door and like it's about to throw a punch, and it just like stops and like straightens up, and you hear what sounds like a laugh, just like and it's what do you do?
I mean, what would Killian do? I feel like we got some math popping in Killian's head, right? Super quick, like thought processes going through. And one is fuck this and fuck that guy, right? Whoosh the door and let's go. Two is if there's fucking monsters, I'm not gonna win. At least security guy is a big guy, might need help. Three, there might be stuff in that room that I need. Four, fuck this monster, fuck that guy. You know, that's gonna come up a couple of times.
Really running the numbers.
Yeah. So I stand there for a second, and then you know, I think I'm just gonna Leroy Jenkins it, and I'm gonna like get the trusty problem solver going and just run in and try like I can slice and chop, and I would like to just go at this guy.
Awesome. Are you aiming, or are you just going for it?
Sure, I'm gonna aim. You said he's a bodybuilder guy with no skin. Humanoid.
From the back, you can see where like essentially it looks like the meat, the muscle, was relocated from certain parts of his body. It looks
How's
like
that?
it looks
So you
like
had
a
like a
lot of the stuff on the legs was moved to the upper.
gotcha.
This bodybuilder skipped leg day,
Yeah.
It does happen.
Did a
and
little fat
it's like
relocation. Yeah.
it's like the back of the legs was shifted to the front and up.
Gotcha. So he's got no booty.
No ass on this man.
No ass. He's not there are no C's in his thickness. Then I'm gonna try to take out a fucking leg. Like I'm gonna see if I can just slice into a leg and see if that weak little fucking leg will just, tip him over and knock him down.
You would be. Do you have an argument for using tech here? Otherwise, it's going to be the one die from taking aim. I could give you another die because he's not looking at you, so you would have 2.
Okay. I guess my only argument for tech would be, I mean, my circular saw is a piece of technology.
Have you ever used something like it before?
Well, it's my trusty problem solver.
That is true.
And I think that, yeah. I mean, outside of that, honestly, like I can't even think of something to argue. Like I'm just a scrawny fucking nerd boy.
It is a like limited edition one, so it's probably high end. If you got a limited edition of something, you probably know how to use it. It's probably something for your job. I can let you make tech with this.
Yeah, so, I mean, because it's a small circular saw. I assume at some point, I'm putting something together to in when I'm doing the IT stuff, whether that's casing or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I imagine this is from like some of the more physical sides of your job, or even a job that you used to do. Maybe you used to be a more physical engineer rather than a software engineer.
Right.
Yeah, I can totally let you use tech for this. So that would be 4 dice.
So it's 4d6.
4d6. You're looking for 5s and 6s.
Okay. So just to clarify, when I have numbers in tech, that's just adding to my pool. It is not a modifier after.
That is correct.
I have a dice for aiming, and then I have, what was the second dice for? Is it just
the
general
aiming,
just hitting?
You have a dice for aiming. You have a dice because he's not looking at you.
Okay.
You kind of, even though it laughed at you, you do have the jump on it.
Right. Okay. And then I have 2 for my tech.
And then you have 2 from your tech. Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So 4d6, and I need to get some hits here. Let's see what we got. I rolled a 1, a 1, a 4, and a 2.
Damn.
Nice. We're doing really well.
I think what happens is this circular saw, it jams. Like here, like something, like maybe the battery's not in right. Or who knows, but it just doesn't get up and go like it should. And this guy, like lightning quickness, rips a door off a locker next to Crom and just throws it at you, and that like boom, like smashes you up against the far wall. You are winded. That's your first wound. Crom, what do you do?
I think I'm like close to death, and I'm like very, I think I'm getting that fight or flight response, but I'm a flightless bird.
I love that.
I think he's going all in with he's going whole ass right now. So I'm gonna take aim, and then I kind of see what Killian does, and I look at the legs, and like in my half day state, I like aim for the legs, and I'm gonna pop off a round from my plasma cutter.
Awesome. So you're gonna get 2 for flesh because we've established that you're using flesh for this tool. You're going to get 1 for taking aim. You're going to get 1 because it's distracted.
Nice.
You're going to lose 1 because your head is fucked up.
Nice.
Do you have anything else? We could.
No, I think that's. I think that's what I got.
I could see giving you another one because this is like a last ditch effort.
Yeah, my endorphin, my like adrenaline dump. Yeah. So
cool. So 4.
2 hits. Finally.
Fucking excellent. So that's great. And this is the right pacing for this combat. I'm gonna say it. Like, it's hard. This is a hard game.
Yeah, this is horrifying. Yeah. About to die.
Yeah, right off the bat, literally. So yeah, you like take aim and you like breathe in, breathe out, fire, and it just cuts right through the leg and it falls over to the side. How much damage does your gun do? Default?
It does 1 damage.
1? Okay, so you deal 2 damage to this.
Nice.
Its leg just gets lopped off and it is this horrible scream as blood just actually doesn't go everywhere. Instead, it seeps out like an ink. The scream does go everywhere. Infinitely worse. We hate inky, thick blood. And with 2 hits, you don't actually have a consequence on this roll. 1 hit gets you essentially a Pyrrhic success, which means something bad is still going to happen. 2 hits means like, oh, great, I did it. Even and the leg was the weak point here. So y'all you can add down into your notes. Monster number 2, the bodybuilder. Its weak point is its legs. Y'all now know this. So the next time you see one, you know that's what you got to go for. Good news, he's got 1 more leg. Bad news, he looks like he's gonna fuck somebody up if he doesn't die real quick. What do y'all do?
Can I like bounce off with like that door thing and see him shoot, and then just kind of like run forward and sort of grind off, the other leg or whatever to make sure it can't chase us or get up?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's do it. So that'll be the tech. That'll be you're technically aiming here because you're going for like a called shot. And I'll give you another because it's like grounded and like dealing with it. It's off balance. It's kind of just flailing. Go for it.
Gotcha.
That's 4 dice.
Well, and then I have a question too about will and luck. So
yes, will and luck. Let's talk about them.
Yeah. So let's talk. What's will and luck? Like how could
Will and luck are 2 separate pools that the struggler can spend essentially to succeed or to make good things happen. The conditions are slightly different. Luck is more powerful, which is why there's less of it. The example text in the book is essentially, say there's a crash landing. The pilot could spend a point of will to succeed, but they might be the only person alive, or they could succeed and keep everyone alive. Whereas if they were to use luck, they would succeed. Everyone else might be dead because you're just not that lucky. Or vice versa, depending on how the conversation is going. You can use will and luck both to succeed on hits, to find items, to avoid taking damage. Will, the way to think about it is will is like persevering, focusing, really giving it your all. And luck is pure, dumb, blind luck.
Gotcha. Perfect. Cool. So in the last turn, could I have theoretically used will to avoid getting hit by that guy and or use will to have hit him?
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. So I am going to charge in and go for that leg again, just and you said how many dice did I get total for this? This is just the original 2 and then the 4 total.
It would be 4.
Okay.
Or you can spend a point of will.
I got a 3, a 6, a 6, and a 5. Pretty much a polar opposite of the last one. So that's 3 hits.
Fantastic. That is 3 hits. There's not a rule in the game for getting more than 2 hits.
Okay. Cool.
Because I don't ever really expect it to happen. But I think that how we can kind of shape this, because you did work for that, you did earn something a little extra here. I think you go in and you're like getting the leg, and it's like trying to get you. It's like grabbing at you, pulling at you, and while you're like in there and just like pushing down, you're scrawny, and this tool wasn't made for this material. So I think as you're doing that, it's like grabbed onto you, maybe by your shirt or by your hair, and is trying to like pull you off. While that's happening, I think Crom is able to like rush in and like help push that saw through the leg, to get that leg finished off. He would have one more. Well, actually, how much damage does your saw do? It does 2, right?
It does 2, so that would be 6 damage and double because it's a weak spot, right?
Where'd you get? It would be 2 damage and then double.
It's not per hit. It's not 2 damage per hit.
Yeah, no, it is. It does 2 damage.
Okay, gotcha.
Numbers in this game are generally very small. It's rare that you will see something over 10 unless it's like a boss.
Makes sense.
The numbers are a little higher because we're playing with 2 strugglers right now. Right. But yeah, so you're able to get in there, and because it is the weak spot, you deal 4 damage, which is 1 more than what you needed to kill it. So you get through, and it's like gurgling, and like Crom is helping you push that saw through, and eventually, like it's truly like both of you screaming.
The ichor, like the thick blood, is literally spraying from the circular saw, just like in a line across, like everything, and like across me. It's literally
awful.
Like
it is awful.
Like
I
Evil
think
Dead with the saw kind of thing. Like
absolute Evil Dead was exactly what I was thinking about. Some of it gets in somebody's like on your face.
Yeah, it's definitely in my mouth. Yeah,
and it expires.
What the fuck?
I like reset my jaw, you know?
Yeah. I don't think there's any resetting your jaw.
Oh, that's right. I'm totally fucked.
You are fucked up. Like your head is caved in.
Yeah. I don't know what you're saying. Like, I literally can't understand you.
I'm going to search around the room for some medical equipment or some like medical stuff. Can I use a point of luck?
Yeah, absolutely. So go ahead and mark your luck down to 1. And I'm going to say, yeah, you're able to find, I have an item page in here, right? Do I? Where is it? Where's my item page?
Boss monsters. Oh, it's on page 36.
There it is. Yes. So items come in essentially 3 varieties: utility, defensive, and offensive. We're finding essentially a utility item here. I think you're going to find a basic med kit with like 1 use. Cool. Take time to patch up a wound, healing and removing it from yourself. The thing about wounds, level 1 wounds can be like healed with your own self. Level 2 wounds tend to need specialty equipment. This isn't a medical area, but rooms generally, medical supplies. I think we're kind of getting a halfway here. Your face isn't totally healed, but we're reducing this down to a level 1.
Cool. I'm gonna say that I still don't have an eye though. The eye is just gone.
The eye is fucked. You probably we probably see Killian's face as this thing is like dangling, and the camera doesn't show this, but you solve that problem in a very horrible way. Mm-hmm. And then you like bandage yourself up, and the next time that we look at you, half of your face is bandaged and the bandages are quickly becoming red, but you are now down to a level 1 wound instead of a level 2.
Oh,
I'm only a little fucked up now.
Maybe you try reintroducing yourself again.
Yeah, I'm Cromulus Fred.
All right. I have a name tag. It's
Oh, you're the IT. You're Jillian, right?
It's Killian. Yeah,
Oh.
it's Killian.
Good to see you again.
Yeah. I think I've seen you around the office.
Yeah. I watch you on the cameras.
That's not weird at all.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I guess we chop it up. We don't know where we are, what's going on. So.
And we see this fucking thing here. Like, what the fuck is this thing?
I don't know.
You say that, and the camera like looks down at it, and it like does a little death rattle. It like moves a little bit.
Oh fuck! God damn it!
At this point,
Jesus,
even military trained Cromulus is like, I don't want to do it again.
No, well, I mean, you have like a clear fucking fractured skull there.
Yep.
Yeah,
I do.
So
cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about objectives.
Okay.
One of the core like narrative driving mechanics or systems in this game is objectives. Every video game has them, and what clearer way to figure out what you need to do next than by defining an objective. First, let's figure out what we think that should be. The two of you are united and together. Your characters could discuss what they need to do next. As a suggestion, based on who y'all are, I could see getting to the security room, or given that Crom's face is so fucked up, getting to a med bay. Both of those I think would be fantastic objectives that we could kind of lean into. But either of y'all have an idea of like what you want to do, what your character would want to do at this point?
I think that Cromulus would be actually more concerned with getting to a security room to get a handle on the situation.
And I also think that like because of the because what security does, there's probably like some type of first aid or med kit or something near the security station or in the barracks anyway, because you know, like if you're in a whole city, you probably get in fights every now and then trying to do whatever you're doing. So I think it's a smart idea, Crom.
Cool. Now let's find security. Let's figure out where we are, what's going on.
All right, perfect. So the other system that this uses, because this is a generative map, we actually are going to roll a D3. Because this usually you'd roll a D6 or sometimes 2D6. We're going to roll a D3 because this is a shorter stream and we want to kind of get to this objective today. So one of y'all give me a D3, and that will be the number of rooms that you need to get through to get to security. A D3 is a D6 divided by 2.
Got you 2.
2?
No, I rolled a 2 too. Perfect.
Oh no,
excellent.
I rolled a 4, so 2.
Oh, and I rolled a 2 because I just put 1d3 in the generator. But yes,
so
2's all around anyway.
Two's all around.
Love to see it. Love to get 2s. That's interesting too, because that means that whatever the fuck this is pretty close to security. Which is which is weird, huh?
Yeah.
As a reminder, neither of y'all know what the fuck this is.
Do I have any like handle? But like, am I like? Do I know? I'm like, we must be close to security right now. You know.
I think because you don't know what this room is, you might not. It is. We could honestly. I don't know what this room is. I had some ideas. I was thinking that this is some kind of fucked up science experiment, but given what we just learned, that security is actually nearby, I think it stands to reason that this might be some kind of slapdash med bay or maybe like a secret medical that's just not very good, like a recovery room. Out of character, these are save points that you woke up in.
Okay. All right.
That opens questions of like, why the fuck did we wake up in save points?
Yeah.
I will say though, the initial like could be like an experiment situation doesn't necessarily mean it's not by security too, because if you're gonna have some type of fucked up experiment stuff, you probably want it near where if it goes wrong, people could be. So that's always still like an option on the table as well.
Maybe
like a level down or something.
I think I got it. I think Crom recognizes a name on one of the lockers
Ooh.
as being like not just like a level up superior officer, but like 2 levels above that. And you're like, I know,
that's
this
executive security officer. That's
give me
head
a
of station
name.
security.
Yeah, give me a name. Who's the head of station security?
It's Richard James.
Dick James.
Rick James.
Oh. Richard, I'm an idiot. I'm tired. Anyways,
Listen, either one. Maybe everyone calls him Rick James, and he's like, no, it's Dick James.
Anyways, yeah. So you recognize that, and you go like, this has to be somewhere near security. Let's get to security and see if we can figure out what the situation is. Okay. So the objective is 2 rooms away. So what we'll do next is, why don't one of y'all grab this laser pointer tool down at the bottom of Jamboard and tell me what room you want to go through.
Ryan, you think about continue going south or?
Well, so yeah, because we're in this room.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of like in both of these at this point.
Yeah, well, so, I mean, here's the thing is there's only 1 door this way and there's 2 doors this way. So there's always, I mean, there's double the possibilities on this side. So if do we want to increase? Well, that's the thing is, do we want to increase? This is my IT side coming through. Do we want to increase the probability of potentially, like, of the paths that we have to take, or do we want to decrease to just 1 direct potential pathway? Like,
we want to decrease because we're terrified of monsters. We want to get there.
Listen, you're the security guy. You're not supposed to tell me you're scared.
Well, too bad.
That's how this works. All right.
You have to tell me you're scared. I'm terrified.
Right. I will do the math, and you do the stabbing or beating or whatever you do. All right, fuck it. Let's reduce the odds of the potentials for not only pathways, but that the pathways come back, which would open us up to a loop, which means something could come up behind us. Let's shut all these doors, and let's go through this door.
Okay, perfect. So
perfect.
What
we do that? We close all the doors up. Mm-hmm. I'm like complaining the entire time and holding my skull. You know,
he is not giving me like a lot of confidence in our security at the station. Is all I'm saying.
I don't blame you. He says out loud.
Oh boy. Oh my sweet strugglers.
So we proceed through the door.
Yes, I'm generating your horrible I'm generating your fates right now. Please hold. So let's see. It's a weird thing to roll. I'm happy with it. So here's what we get. Kind of a bigger room. It's got four doors. You open into this and you hear just a truly, this door doesn't like open well. It like goes, you go to open it and it like is kind of stuck on the hinge, or the sliding hinge. So Crom comes up and like muscles the door open. And it is a horrible sight that you see in this room. It looks like some sort of rec room, like some sort of recreation room. So I imagine there's like probably a couple TVs on one of the walls. There's like a foosball. There's a pool or billiard space billiards. So
Space,
it's like
space billiards.
it's like a triangular table, and there's like 23 balls, laser pool cues and shit like that.
Right.
All of it is like out of order, but it's essentially like a recreation room, which makes us wonder even more questions about where the fuck we just came from. And you hear this strange like chittering noise coming from in the room. There is, and you see this room is better lit than the one that you're currently in, so you can kind of make out a shape that is darting around. It seems like it's kind of darting from corpse to corpse, and just like maybe.
Oh, like so there are corpses.
I reach for my gun.
This room is filled with gore.
Wonderful.
So thrown over the pool table is a guy that looks like his face was torn open from the inside. There is a strange mass of meat with like 3 pool cues stabbed into it. There's a guy thrown into a CRT television. There's blood everywhere. There's guts everywhere. Something is dripping from the ceiling. There's bits of viscera hanging from the like little ceiling lights. And there's something in here running around.
I feel like maybe we picked the wrong door.
So, as a reminder, when you interact with rooms, when you open a room, there are certain things that you can do. You can engage the threats. You can sneak through the room. You can rest if the room is free of threats. You can search for items. You can reinforce the room. And you can straight up avoid a room. Avoiding room is always an option. It doesn't mean that the stuff in it goes away.
Listen. I think I know where we are. Like, let's just sneak through, and we'll take. Let me get to take this door. Trust me, I definitely know where we're going.
I'm gonna caption this as the Spilliard room. Thanks to Insane Ozo in the chat.
Shout out Ozo.
Shout out
Space
Ozo.
Billiards, the Spilliards. All right, I got it.
And also because there was clearly a gore spill in here.
I was gonna say there's spillage. There's quite a bit of spillage. Yeah. So there is some. You said there's some type of like chittering little thing, or is it like a big thing?
There's a tiny little guy in there. There's a tiny little guy running around. Though in the time it takes y'all to assess what you're going to do next, who knows if it's just one.
I was gonna say this has given me like Tooth Fairy from Hellboy 2 vibes.
We love the Fae.
No, we don't. No, we do not.
You don't like the Fae? You don't trust fairy spirits?
Listen, if there are any Fae out there listening, I'm not interested in interacting with you. So
yeah.
I want to dance for all eternity because your queen likes how I look or whatever, you know?
Yeah. So listen, I don't think she'll like how you look right now.
That's very true.
But listen, I'm if you seem like you're taking charge, I am a follower. So fantastic. I will follow.
We're gonna sneak through the room and we're gonna head to this floor.
Can you do that again? I had a different tab up. Which door are we going to?
I think the southern
south door.
Down always means south, right? That's how the world works.
This one? Is this the one? Great.
This guy. This one right here. This one? This situation.
This door.
Right. This one.
Here.
Yep. All right.
This one.
Yep.
The laser pointer is too much fun in Google Jamboard.
It's stuck in like, yeah, this is sick.
Okay, so guess what? Gotta make a check to sneak through this room.
Fantastic.
It's really terrible.
Shit can always go terrible. So I think how we're gonna do this is, this game does not have joint actions or anything like that, so you are both going to make separate sneak checks through here.
Fantastic.
Unless Killian has some sort of magical technology to make His steps quiet. This is going to be a flesh check.
Actually,
oh,
I do.
You do?
It's it's so I'll just turn off the gravity everywhere and then push myself across, because as a lowly IT guy, I clearly have access to the entire space station's gravity system. No,
I could see an argument for turning off gravity in this room and floating across, but you don't know what the thing that's in here is capable of.
Right,
and
space flight, obviously.
And you don't know how long that would take
to turn gravity off. Right? Yeah, yeah.
That said, you have will.
Do I see though? Do I just a quick scan? Do I see technology in here? Is this just like the billiard hall or whatever, or are there pretty much panels everywhere?
This is like a break room.
It's just it's just the fucking rec
it
room,
probably has some sort of like, most rooms in a space station or most sectors in a space station probably have a couple of panels that you could fuck with stuff in. And this is soft sci-fi, so we could say that there's one if you want to do something.
Nah, I feel like here's the thing. I feel like I want to be the person who will always inspect the panel, but in my head be going like, I don't fucking know. Like, I'm just the password guy. What the fuck? But like, I'll always gonna be like, and I'll maybe even keep a little screwdriver with me, but like, I don't tell people it's just for like my glasses. So like that I'll I want to appear useful in that way. So I'll look around, but like, just be like, I don't fucking know, just go.
Great, perfect.
You
take a couple seconds to look around and you're just like, fuck it, let's just go. So this will be a flesh check from each of you. As a reminder, you do have will and luck.
I think I'm gonna like use a point of will just because I want to, and I'm really gonna hunker down and like center myself to move like stealthily.
Perfect. Yeah. Killian, are you doing the same?
So he's using he's just using will for this. And does this just mean, so with will I just auto succeed? I just choose to succeed?
Will and luck just let you succeed at a thing or make certain things happen.
Right.
Nice.
And you said luck is just more powerful.
Yeah, luck is stronger. It's basically.
Okay. All right.
I think there's the example that I put like in the text is actually my favorite way that it is explained. I don't think I have the example in here because of space that we needed, but will is persevering by
sheer force of mind and body.
Sheer force of mind and body. Survive an attack, land safely, push past an obstacle, land your hit, a surge of adrenaline. Luck is a more powerful catch-all, so you have less of it to spend. Avoid an ambush, meet a friendly face, land your hit, find an escape.
Okay. So I guess my question is this a use first kind of situation? Like if I roll flesh and fail, can I say I use will, or is it like I need to choose to use it before I fail?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
They are powerful and limited. You only refill these when you die.
Cool. And if I did a flesh check, now here's the thing: if I don't have any D6s, do I just like automatically fail?
No, you get to roll 1 die minimum.
Okay, 1 die minimum. Okay. I feel like I have nothing that would give me more than 1 die. And statistically, the odds are poor. So yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna just go ahead and use a will.
Great.
And then we'll just both succeed, I guess, at crossing this blood-soaked,
nice.
Yeah, Spilliards room.
Spilliards.
It's also kind of like spill and innards,
Spill innards.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. All right, so y'all are able to get through that south door, and get it closed behind you without too much trouble. Yes, okay. This one right here.
This one.
You're now like in whatever this area is. So this door,
dope.
You're in
dope,
here.
Dope.
I'm gonna do some die rolling for GM goodness.
Do it.
I am begging. So room generation is 2 steps. First, I roll 2d6 to see if the room happens to be a set piece. Set pieces are unique things, but they only happen on rolls of an 11 or 12.
Okay.
So got an 8. Very close. No set piece. Would love to get a set piece. That'd be cool. I might just make one a set piece.
No judgment if you do.
Cool. Good. Because you wouldn't be able to stop me. It's actually in the rules that the GM can simply... legit, the GM can basically do whatever they want regarding room generation. Interesting. Okay. We're getting a neat little picture of the station as it is real quick. Go through here. It's a long room.
Bum bum bum.
This is the snack bar.
The snack. Oh, okay, cool. Are we the snacks?
I don't know, maybe. Probably. There are 3 doors in here. Actually, it's not the snack bar. I can't do anything right today.
That's me every day. So yeah.
Same. Yeah.
I don't know why the station is organized like this. It's not my job to figure that out right now. This is the briefing room. It's essentially, so the room type that I generated was galley or meeting room. I think given where we are, it kind of makes sense. The one thing everyone wants to do after they do a meeting is take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this is called efficient design. I'm the architect of this space station, explaining why these two things are right here.
Well, here's the thing about a space station, right? Is that there's limited space. So like once it's all filled, things need to be repurposed as new things come up, because it's not like you can buy more real estate, right? So like, you know.
So what we've got here, this is in here in this room. There are, I mean, it smells terrible. The smell of rot is kind of coming through the other room that you were just in, but it's worse in here because there are more bodies. Moving around this room, there's a table in the middle of it, and moving around the outside of it are 3 automated robot attendants. And one of them is kind of in this back corner, like a Roomba, just like bouncing into the wall. Another one has a piece of meat of some kind stuck in one of its gears, and it's just moving in a circle around the table, just causing a trail. And the last one is sitting in a chair at the table, slamming its hand up and down. So robots are another variety of threat that exists in your in space.
Wonderful.
These are not randomly generated. I get to tell you what they are. These are attendants that have gone a little haywire. What do you do?
I look over at Killian. I'm like, do you want to? This is kind of your, right?
Oh yeah, I'm a tech guy, you know. And clearly the robot attendants are within my purview. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, yes.
Is there now? Okay, so we said there's control panels everywhere, but like with the robot specifically, like would there generally be any type of something to like access the attendants that would be in a room to like give them orders? Do you generally yell orders, like say orders to them? Like how do we generally? Yeah.
You're the tech guy.
I am the tech guy.
I think either of those sound reasonable. I think it stands to reason that they could respond to vocal commands. There's probably also, like, I think it makes perfect sense for these all to have panels on them. These are not like, do you know the Working Joes from Alien? Like really like these are kind of like that, but with the mechanical components exposed. They're not really like behind the, maybe their heads have a kind of fleshy thing, but the rest is like naked parts, which explains why there's bits stuck in one of them.
Mm-hmm.
The trouble there would be not getting got while they're like moving around, getting close enough to do something physical like that.
Okay, so the one is sitting at the table and the other one is circling around the table, so it would cross the path behind if we needed to. Do they notice us at all? Are they like, if they're aware of our presence, are they just ignoring us, like they're stuck in a loop? Or
they don't really seem to be paying any attention to you. They're kind of just, it seems like they're stuck in whatever moment they're in.
Gotcha. Well, I don't want to go to the Roomba one in the bottom corner because then I'd have two of them behind me, and that's just fucking dumb. So as the moving one kind of like loops behind the one at the table, I want to kind of like scurry forward and kind of access its stuff in the back. Because the thing with a space station is, regardless of your job, you kind of need to be like, have a general understanding of all the aspects kind of your job, just in case stuff hits the fan. So I feel like we would have just like an intro course on kind of all the tech on the ship and then be given a job. So I feel like I would have at least had to know a little bit about the bots and stuff. Can I I feel like I just want to turn this sucker off. Can I just deactivate it? Do I know where like the kill switch is?
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty easy. I think the check here is making sure that you can like do this quick enough before the looping one comes around to you. So that would be tech. You get 1 for your background as like the engineer. And I like the idea of you getting 1 for that specific course that you mentioned. Like one of the few things that you remember. Do you have any other advantages here?
I
think also one of the like regular things that I mentioned as a disadvantage is like an intense amount of pressure or like needing to rush something. So you are going to lose a die for that because you have a very short time before that patrolling one comes around.
Right. Yeah. And I would say that I'm not like fantastic on pressure. So I get 2, I lose 1, and then I get 2 for tech. So I get to roll 3d6 and try to shut this thing off.
Yep. 3d6. Let's go.
All right. Let's see. Let's go.
And always remember, you've got will and luck if this goes south.
Fuck me. I got a 3 and 2 6s.
Hell yeah. So you walk up, you like wait for it to go. Very like video game patrol, like stealth game, watching the patrol path.
Yeah, the eye closes. Yeah.
Goes past and you go,
yeah.
Open, beep, boop, beep, close.
Yeah.
And it
just back up.
Yeah, its hand is like stuck in the air. And it just stops moving. What do you do next?
I give a little, I am surprised at myself that I was able to accomplish that so effectively. I did not remember most of that course, but as soon as I cracked it up, I remembered specifically like the one little thing from it.
Human mind can remember a lot of details under pressure.
When you needed to, yeah. So yeah, I feel like I just look over at security guy and I'm just like, there we go. Affirmation. I appreciate that. Do I do the other ones? Like what? Where do you think the sec office is?
So the wonderful thing about you're in space, we have completed the countdown. We went through 2 rooms. So the next room is where your objective is.
Okay, so wherever we go.
Yeah, wherever you go. So we can, well, it's fun because we can be a little meta with like the mapping of it. It's like, I think it would be cool if security were here, or if it were here, or maybe even we go back through Spilliard, like, oh, we took a wrong way and it's actually right here.
Gotcha. Well, I don't want to go back through Spilliard. Yeah.
You don't want to see how that little guy's doing?
No,
no,
I don't. I don't care how that little guy's doing. So
couldn't care less. Yeah. I would say that like I deactivated the one that was like banging on the table. So at the very least, like it's not making a ton of noise anymore. But after I do that, like I look at like Cromulus, and I kind of imagine Crom being like, good job, but also we could just go through the door. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do y'all just want to pick a door and go through it?
Yeah, I think so.
I suggest, I think this is the door because this one takes us past two more of the bots. I'd rather just, really zero in on this one specifically.
Yeah, make sure we mark it really well with this laser.
Yeah.
This one right here.
This one right here. Yeah. This one.
Okay.
This one.
This is a bit that is only funny to us.
It really
hey, listen. If you're watching, you're welcome.
It's okay. We mostly do this show for
us anyway.
For us anyway.
All right. So we're gonna drop security here. Do a nice little round room because I'm just a funky little guy like that.
We like it, you know.
Listen, Silly Goose Gang.
All right.
Silly Goose Boys.
Do it.
Nice. We love a round room. There's not enough round rooms in dungeons and tabletop games.
It's always
I feel like a round room would be easier than a square room too, realistically. If you're carving out a dungeon.
I feel like if you're in a space station and you are just allocating space as it's available, like there are going to be round rooms and there's going to be like,
So
I
am going to do one thing real quick just to see if I can make things absolutely terrible for you. I do get to make some things terrible. It's great.
We love that.
Perfect. Wonderful.
Very cool. Very cool. Since this is probably going to be the last room that we do on this stream. Very cool. Excellent. Love the terrible time that you're about to have. Oh, cool. I get to reuse one. Excellent. So for monster generation, I don't know if I fully explained this, but monster generation is also two parts. When it's time to encounter a monster, I roll 2d6, and the monster that I generate is assigned that number. So the monsters are 2 through 12. Then if I roll that number again, that same monster comes up. So like if I roll a 4, you're encountering monster 4. If I roll a 5 and I haven't rolled 5 before, it's a new monster that is now monster 5.
Gotcha. Okay.
So as you play, it gets less likely that you're going to meet new things, encouraging the station to make those new things scarier because it's new so late in the game.
Very cool.
And the odds were small, but I get to reuse one of these. And I'm not going to tell you which one just yet. So you open the door to the security center, and it is rough in here. There is writing. The first thing that you notice is on the far wall, this curved wall, it is a mixture of monitors and windows. Through the window, you can see the rest of the space station. You don't get a good chance to look at it because of something that's about to happen. But across the section of the wall that is monitors, there is some writing in blood that says, "He has damned us all." It's a lot of blood to write that whole thing out, but video games. Additionally,
there's a lot of blood in people. So
there is a lot of blood in people. You step in, or you open the door, you see that, and you hear that same kind of chittering sound, and you see something new, something worse. There is kind of like smacking one of the keyboards, or like maybe throwing one of the chairs around, just generally causing a mess in this room. There is a human-sized individual, a human-sized monster that has more limbs than it should. It's got 2-3 extra coming off of its body.
Cool. Good. That is more than it should.
It is moving around the room and generally just like throwing the furniture around. And you'll see it'll like pick up a chair and throw it like kind of at where the chittering thing was. And the chittering thing like moves away. It's almost like this big thing is like trying to get it. It's annoyed by it in some way. This big guy also seems to have some kind of chitinous exoskeleton. It has a carapace, so it might take less damage at certain parts of its body. And you now also get a better look at the thing that was chittering earlier. At first, you're like, how did it get here? Then you realize, oh, it's another one. There's more than one of each of these things. And it is just like a tiny little guy. Just a small little guy.
Small little guy.
It is an eyeball, like a human eye, that seems to have teeth, and the nerves that make up the eye are actually its limb. It is hopping around and pulling itself around on these prehensile eye nerves.
Wow, I hate this.
It's awful. I love it.
This is terrible. This is
just a little guy. And you notice when it gets a second where the thing is not chasing it, it goes over to one of the bodies in the room, and that tendril begins to reach inside the skull of one of the dead bodies.
Oh, God. Okay.
What do you do?
I fire a shot immediately.
At what?
The eyeball.
The eyeball? All right. Are you taking aim or just shooting?
I'm going to go ahead and take aim.
All right. So that will be flesh. And you get 1 for taking aim. And I'll give you another because it's not aware that you're there yet.
Amazing.
No? You want to get lucky?
Yeah. I'll use my last luck point.
Last luck point. All right. How much damage did your gun do?
1.
All right. What were you aiming for? The eye or the limb?
I'm aiming for the center of the eyeball.
Okay. Good news. That's a sweet point.
That makes sense.
So that gives you just enough to splat this fucker. Fucking
Dope.
Splats goes.
I didn't want to see where that was ending up. I didn't want to finish that story where that was going.
You didn't want to see what he was going to do?
Nope. No, I'm good. I really am good.
I think that might have been a good decision because its behavior is reproducer.
Very cool.
Unfortunately,
Wonderful.
that shot that you fired got the attention of that other thing, and it picks up a chair and throws it at you, and you're able to like get out of the way. But it is now, you're in it now. Y'all are in the shit.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
Just wonderful.
Let's go.
Very excited for this.
Let's go.
So we just avoid this room. That's an option, right? We just turn around.
This is where your objective is.
This is the objective, baby. We're doing it.
Well, we got it. We found it. We captured the flag. Okay, cool. So the
Ryan,
chair
when you go
flies
up.
past us. Yeah, so there's monitors, there's blood, there's this giant fucking thing. Is this thing like, so there's monitors on the wall, but are there control panels or anything too?
Yeah.
Is it
This
draped across?
This is a security room.
Yeah. So is it draped across any of that stuff at all? Like, is it?
No,
is it,
this is essentially like a bipedal, bipedal monstrosity. It's got 3 arms, 3 forearms. It is roughly human sized and relatively, you can see elements of the humans that made it. I think you probably see like it's got 1 head, but there's like a second face kind of like right here.
Good.
Both of them are screaming as it like chases you.
Cool.
Good.
Cool. So listen, so my thingy is handheld. I assume it's mostly melee, right? So what I'm gonna do is choose to avoid it until it comes within distance. I'm not charging this. So like if he's got a gun, I would like to take cover wherever I can in this room to put both Cromulus and some physical object between myself and tripod or whatever this thing is. Yeah, so that's what I would like to do. But I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get out the trusty problem solver and be ready to zin, you know.
All right, awesome. So perfect. Then let's just go right back to Crom. Mm-hmm. There's no rolls here or anything like that for that. You are intentionally trying to avoid him.
Yeah.
He doesn't really like have his attention at any specific one of you yet, so there's no reason to roll here. You just back up and you're waiting for it to do something. Cool. So Crom, what do you do?
I'm gonna take a regular shot at him.
Just a plain old, just fire.
Yeah, not gonna worry about aiming because I want to get disadvantage next time. So
awesome. Then that'll be 2d6.
One hit.
Excellent. We love to get one hit on the enemies. So you aim and you splash it. It just goes center mass and just hits it, and it slows it down a little, but
Perfect.
not much, as it runs up and it grabs you. This monster's behavior is that it is a grappler.
Sick.
So it grabs you and it is going to give you a hug. It's not doing it yet. The consequence here is that you got fucking grabbed.
Cool.
Killian, you doing anything?
Yeah, I would like to. Okay, so I'm gonna run out and use my thing. But can I, as I'm coming forward, can I look for a spot to aim? Like what sticks out besides this multi-arms or anything like that? Does it have like a big target on it that says weak spot, or like there?
You try to get a look, and it's pretty difficult because it's so many pieces flailing around. But what you notice is there are parts. It has this carapace. And the carapace is kind of in pieces around it. So certain parts of it will definitely take less. But you notice one part seems to have no bio armor on it. That's its head.
All right. Well then, yeah, I'm gonna go for this. I'm gonna try to get right in the dome with this guy. I'll come up behind. As it's doing the thing with Crom there, and just try to get it right down the back of the head.
Try to jump up and get it.
Yeah. How, is it tall? Is it real tall?
It's a little taller. Yeah. Average human is 5 or 6 feet. This thing's probably 7.
Oh, damn. Is it near enough to like a desk or anything that I can actually like hop on top and like do like a...
No, not really. It's kind of in the middle of the room, and all the furniture has been thrown around a bunch.
Gotcha. I feel like I could reach up though, and at least get it in the back of the head.
You can definitely reach it. Yeah.
All right. So yeah. So I want to do that.
That's not an issue.
Gotcha. So I want to do that. So I'm going to argue that if it's engaged, maybe I get some type of advantage for coming up behind.
It's definitely Both of its faces are towards its target. Cool. So right there,
aiming. And then like coming up behind it, and then 2 tech, and then that's about all I can feel I can argue right there. There's probably 4. Yeah,
I think that sounds right. 4 sounds right.
4 d6s. I got a 6, a 3, a 3, and a 5.
Okay, so that's 2 hits on its weak point. So you get up behind it and you the blood of the last one that you did this to was thick. This one's blood is very loose. So you just get sprayed with red.
Nice.
As you dig this into the back of its head, dealing 4 damage, but it is still alive and kicking.
Holy shit.
And it is still holding holding Crom. Crom, do you have anything that you want to try and do here?
I want to try to shoot it in the head if I can.
It's going to be difficult to get your
it's gonna be
arms
difficult,
to aim. You can definitely try to do that.
I'm going to try to wrestle my way out, you know?
Just going to try and brawn it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Listen, I got 2 flesh. You know, I'm a fleshy
two
boy.
Flesh. Yeah. I like that 2 flesh. You're a security guard. We can give you an advantage for that, like, physicality.
Yeah. I was former military. I took some, we did some grappling training and, like, we did hand-to-hand combat. So I had to break a hole before. Let's say when he held me, I got my arms like this because I know, like, this is an easier way to get out than being pinned on the side. So.
Let's try it. Let's roll your dice.
Come on, dice gods. Yep.
What'd you get?
I had nothing. Dude, so this whole time we've been playing, I think I've rolled like 2 or 3 hits the entire time.
The game is hard.
Yeah.
It is. This is intentional. I think on average, like, the way that Joel's rolls have gone is in line with kind of how they go and how I want it to be.
This is a true horror game. It's like, you're just gonna, like, things will kill you, That
is another thing that I think, like, makes this different from other stuff in the genre is, like, it's okay for it to be this hard, and it's okay for you to die. It makes it very different, and you can kind of be scarier with it.
Yeah.
So he's gonna squeeze you, bringing you back up to a level 2 wound, unless you want to use, like, will or luck to kind of persevere and get out of this grab. Well, you're out of luck, so you would have to use will.
I'll use will to persevere and kind of, like, keep myself from being injured more.
Okay. I think we can say we could say, like, you use your will to break out. Or maybe because you failed that roll, you use your will to not, like, you just don't take the damage here, but you're still stuck. How are you feeling?
I think I'm still stuck. I think I use will and I'm still stuck.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
I agree.
Killian, you want to go for the head again? Try and cut that shit off?
I mean, yeah, listen, if I already put if I put a big line, I'm just going to cross it with just
a nice even split.
Just a foot, just try to quarter from the back. So yeah, I assume awesome. if he's staying, if he's got 2 arms and 1 arm tickling or something, then
he's gonna. It's definitely still focused on Crom, but it knows you're here now, so you are gonna lose one of those advantage dice. So you are rolling 3.
Okay, 3 6s. I got a 2, a 5, and a 1.
2, a 5, and a 1. All right, that 5. So here's what happens. I think you are going to hit it. You are going to deal 4 damage, which is more than enough to kill it. But in the process, I think your saw gets stuck on something, gets, like, caught on a piece of it.
Perfect.
It's not, we've established, like, it's not made to do this kind of work. It's not made to cut this kind of material. It's not bone saw.
Yeah,
exactly.
Bone saw
is ready. So it gets caught on something in there, and, like, as you're killing it, it, like, flails around. It throws Crom as it tries to, like, essentially with 3 hands at once, just, like, smack you. And it flings you across the room. You already had a level 1 wound, right? Yeah, from when you got hit by the door. So it flings you across the room, and I think you get impaled on a broken piece of furniture.
Oh, dope.
Just, like, through your side. So you're flung back. It tears through you, sending bits spilling out in front and onto the floor. And your saw stuck in it. It didn't turn off. So it continues to cut in there as this thing falls and slumps to the ground.
Nice. That sucks a lot.
I can go and can I help him up,
Yeah.
I'm going to look for the med kit in the sec office that I'm sure is here somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and make a search roll.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna be like, no, it's fine. I'm fine. You're welcome. Again, I'm good.
Blood stabbed, stuck on a.
Since I'm familiar
leg.
with the security office and the protocols of the secure officers, do I get another die for rolling for search?
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll be 3
Yeah,
die.
no, for real. Just keep over
Take
there.
your time. Don't worry about it. 2 hits.
Yep.
All right, then roll me 2d6 to see what you find.
2.
2. Well, you don't find any first aid kits, but you do find a vintage engineering suit. This is a piece of armor with 3 durability, and you get +1 die when you make a check to like defend against being hit by melee if you're wearing this.
Perfect. Just in time.
So Killian's like bleeding out, and you're like,
Yep.
"Oh, awesome! I found body armor."
Yeah.
And he just like starts putting it on. And at this point, I just like pry myself off of this thing and just start like applying pressure and stuff. And the whole time I'm like, no, it's fine. I saved you twice. Literally.
I'm looking for stuff. I can't find anything.
The whole time. It's fine. So I guess is there, I mean, at this point it's just narrative, but like, can I just like, if there's corpses, can I rip a shirt off to like, kind of like wrap, like just, staunch a bit or something like that. And then just.
Yeah. You could also use a point of luck to find a med kit because
didn't you have like a stim that you started with?
It just lets me ignore a wound, but it doesn't make it go away.
Yeah.
I was going to use it if I got like to the second wound so I could just like and keep going. But yeah, at this point the game is basically done. I haven't used any luck. I would love to just the whole time like just staunch my wound. I see him putting his outfit on. I'm like, no, it's totally fine. You're good. And it's fine. And I walk directly over to the giant red box that's got like a white cross on it. And I'm like, it's good. We're good. It's fine. You just keep looking. And I like pop it open and like pull the med kit out and just be like, and then like I tear open the little pouch of like quick clot. And I'm like, nah, guy, it's fine. It looks really good on you. It's great.
Oh, good.
That's a nice,
you look great.
Nice
it really makes your ass look so thick.
Yep. And then I'm just like wrapping it up, and then so and that's we security.
We
did it.
So you made it to security, and I believe the goal was to like get here to see if there was any information or figure out what happened or where you need to go.
Right.
Yeah, like on the computer, I start trying to log in. I'm like, shit, what's my fucking password?
You son of a bitch. Yeah.
And game. That's just perfect. That's where it has to end.
So good.
Yeah,
so good.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
Well, there we go. That is very
you're in space and everything's fucked.
You're in space. Everything's fucked.
Is so much fun. Like
brutal
fucking game.
I love it.
I love it.
You know what I don't think there's enough of is just absolute fucking brutality in games. Like I really, really enjoy like the gore and all of exactly how this game went down. Like I feel
your
like
Google Drive up.
I know I'm trying to get out of that so that other things aren't places. There we go.
Cool. Bastards Pro Lesson Edition.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
So I can't wait. Like I can't wait for the project. So this is going to be a different episode than the interview that we just had with you on the last episode. So real quick, could you just again give us a quick rundown of like, we're here because we're promoting this game because it's coming out on Kickstarter very soon, and also because I'm going to buy the shit out of it. But can you just talk real quick about the Kickstarter stuff, what people can expect, and what we can hope to get? We can actually get this in our hands.
Yeah. So You're in Space and Everything's Fucked is the thing that we just played. It's a great time to kill your friends in the game. It is coming to Kickstarter March 7th. Lots of different rewards available in it. We've got stretch goals as well. Some of the rewards that you can expect to see, there's obviously standard perfect bound physical editions. There's digital stuff. There is a special hardcover with alt art done by Jam. There's a few different limited editions that come with a lot of extra goodies, including the ability to make your own monster or to have me run a game for you. So if you enjoyed this and you want me to run a game for you and one of your friends, pay me money and I will do it. Stretch goals as well include an expansion zine that is additional mechanics for monsters, new set pieces, new bosses, and a short story written by yours truly. And further stretch goals are extra mission briefings, which are like settings and objectives written by 3 fantastic writers that I am so excited to work with. And you can find all of that at bytes.rip/spacefucked.
Oh yeah.
Super excited. That was so much fun. And I honestly do not understand how he survived, which I feel like is not that normal.
It's because y'all learned how to use will and luck.
Yeah, it's use will and luck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I scrolled right to it. I was like, so is this way? But that's great, you know, and what I really love about what you did with the number of rooms and stuff like that is you can really craft the amount of time you have to play the game to like how you want to play the game, which is fantastic. I mean, this fit really well within the time frame that we had by just, you know, rolling the 1d3, or you could do the 1d6 if you had more time. There's just such a low prep is a really good way to describe this in a very positive way, in that you said you basically had nothing and we just had a fantastic, super fun adventure in, you know, 2 quick hours. So
it's very much like the it's a very ASR, the after school revolution, or, you know, like
After school.
Yeah, you can just pick up and play, you know?
Yeah, whatever SR we're playing now. Yeah, this was a ton of fun. Nevyn, seriously, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. Again, if you're listening to this episode, you definitely want to go listen to the previous episode in the interview. We talked more about the game. We talked about game design and everything. Nevyn is a wonderful creator. We've gone over one of their games prior, Gun and Slinger, which again, we highly recommend you check out. And thanks for the free game. I'm glad that we crossed that tier off on Kickstarter. This is super fun.
Yeah, perfect.
So where else can people find more of your stuff outside of the Kickstarter that is going to have this, which we've said, the bytes.rip/spacefucked? Where can people find more of your wonderful stuff?
Yeah, a good central point is dinoberrypress.com. If you're using Twitter, you can find us at dinoberrypress. And you know what? Everyone is always encouraged and welcome to join our Discord. That's bytes.rip/discord. And from those places, you can pretty much get out to everything else. We've got our newsletter, we've got our Discord, and I shit post a lot on twitter.com.
Nice.
Wonderful. Love it. Listen, if the shit posting keeps leading to more and more fantastic games, then please continue with the shit posting.
That's the cost of entry. If you want to see my good thoughts about games and have me keep creating stuff, you gotta see me tweet stuff about Mothman that I'm not going to repeat here.
Hey, listen, big fan. So that was Nevyn Holmes. This is You're in Space and Everything's Fucked, and we are the Weekly Scroll podcast. You can find us at the.weekly.scroll on Instagram, weekly_scroll on Twitter, where I don't feel like I should post very much, and you can find us on YouTube. Yeah, on occasion, only for 5e. You can find us on YouTube at The Adventure Archive, which is our overarching brand. Do us a favor, go drop us a sub there. And that is our episode for today. So we appreciate everyone being in chat. We appreciate, again, Nevyn, for being here for the game. And you all have a wonderful day.
Bye.